Al-Sisi issued on Wednesday a number of important decrees which aimed at easing living burdens on citizens. The President gave his directives to implement a quick social protection package starting next month. The package included raising the minimum wages by 50% to reach £6,000 monthly. The President also gave his directives to raise salaries of state employees and economic institutions employees, with a minimum ranging from £1,000 to £1,200 monthly. According to the employer decree, President Al-Sisi also gave his directives to raise tax exemption by 33% from £45,000 to £60,000. Based on state's duty to support the citizen in light of the certain circumstances, President Al-Sisi directed the government to take a package of urgent social measures that include raising minimum wages by 50% to reach £6,000. Details follows.
Al-Sisi held a meeting on Wednesday with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Finance Mohammed Maït. During the meeting, President Al-Sisi directed the government to exert the utmost effort to urgently reduce the burden of living on citizens and to contain as much as of the repercussions of external economic crisis and disturbances as possible and their internal impacts, stressing his continuous and careful monitoring of the citizens' conditions and the state's keenness to intensify all efforts in this direction. President Al-Sisi has directed the implementation of the largest urgent social package for social protection worth of £180 billion as of the 1st of the next month, March 2024, so that the wages of workers in the state and economic bodies will be increased with a minimum ranging between £1,000 and £1,200 depending on job grade. That is to say, £1,000 for grades 6 to 4, £1,100 for grades from 3 to 1st, and £1,200 for grades from the General Manager to First Under-Secretary, through early disbursement of the periodic bonus to those addressed by the Civil Service Law at a rate of 10% of the job wage and 15% of the wage. Basic for non-addressees with a minimum of £150 and a total cost of £11 billion, and an additional incentive disbursement starting from £500 for the 6th grade and increasing by £50 for each grade reaching £900 at a cost of £37.5 billion at a total cost of about £65 billion, which is reflected in raising the minimum wage by 50% to reach £6,000. The social package also includes allocating £15 billion in additional increases for doctors, nurses, teachers, and faculty members at universities, including £8.1 billion to approve an additional increase in the wages of teachers in pre-university education, ranging from £325 to £475, and £1.6 billion to approve an additional increase for faculty members teaching and their assistants at universities, institutes, and research centers, and £4.5 billion to approve an additional increase for members of the medical professions and nursing staff, ranging from £250 to £300. The President also directed the allocation of £60 billion to appoint 120,000 members of the medical profession, teachers, and workers in other administrative agencies. The social package that President Al-Sisi directed included a 15% increase in pensions for 13 million citizens at a total cost of £74 billion, and 15% increase in solidarity and dignity pensions at a cost of £5.5 billion, so that the increase during a year reached 55% of the value of the pension. £41 billion will be allocated to solidarity and dignity pensions in the fiscal year 2024-2025. The social package also includes raising the tax exemptions limit for all state employees in the government and the public and private sectors by 33% from £45,000 to £60,000 at a total annual cost of £5 billion.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli pointed out to an immediate start of implementing President Al-Sisi's decrees on disbursing a new social protection package. Premier statements came during the weekly cabinet meeting at the government's headquarters in the new administrative capital on Thursday. Madbouli praised the head of state's decision to implement the largest social package at a value of £180 billion starting next March, asserting that it will focus on health and education sectors as well as pensions increase. Madbouli reiterated all state bodies continue taking measures to provide basic commodities at suitable prices and means of controlling markets to meet the citizens' needs. He also stressed the government's keenness on curbing the repercussions of world economic crisis and challenges on the domestic economy. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry starts an official visit to Cyprus on Thursday following an invitation by Cypriot Foreign Minister Konstantinos Koumbas. Upon his arrival, Cypriot President received Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry at the presidential headquarters. Presidential spokesperson Ahmed Abu Zaid says Egypt and Cyprus enjoy historical ties and bilateral cooperation based on mutual interests and common visions, in addition to strong conditions concerning mutual challenges. Shoukry meets his Cypriot counterpart on consultations and discussions following on bilateral relations and means of deepening cooperation between Cyprus and Egypt, as well as regional developments and situation in the Middle East. Egypt continues to intensify its efforts to reach a final communique, calm the situation in Gaza, as meetings are to start on Thursday, with Hamas delegation to resume talks on reaching a ceasefire. Egypt has invited all concerned parties to show needed flexibility to reach calm in Gaza Strip, free captives, and end severe humanitarian crisis in the country.